Guys, so today's video is going to be totally different, but I'm not going to create a whole nother channel to do different things that I feel like doing, so yay. And I was going to say, I know there's some people that get really upset when you do things that don't align with what you say you're going to do. Skip this video. I wanted to post a video about this because I think it's important. It's one of like my big things that I talk to everyone about. So anyway, today I'm going to cut my hair off for a lot of reasons. I'm gonna buzz it. I've done this a couple times. Usually it happens when we've just had a kid and I'm just, you know, overwhelmed nursing a baby, taking care of new life, and just like, I need to take care of my body and not worry about how I look. Not that I don't care at all, but it's never been a huge priority to me. I don't want to be a total slob, but I also have always kind of refused to put an incredible amount of time and energy into being whatever I'm expected to be. So I guess I've always just been the defiant teenager my whole life. So anyway, I wanted to take a minute to share my thoughts on this only because I talk to a lot of women about this, and whenever I shave my head, I run into so many women that are like, oh, I wish I could do that, or, you know, maybe someday, or, you know, different comments like that. Maybe they're just saying that to be nice because they're like, look at this freak, she cut her hair and she's insane. So, you know, people automatically assume I'm a lesbian or that I have cancer. You know, people shave their heads for other reasons than those two things. Not that there's anything wrong with any of that, but, neither is true in this situation. I'm not sick. That's not preparing for any kind of illness. And yeah, I love my husband very much. So the other's not a factor either, but that's definitely like the vibe and the perception from the general public, which is funny. But anyway, so I wanted to share kind of my thoughts on this. So I think my pitch would be that I think every woman should buzz their head once in their life. And a lot of women will say, oh, well, I'm not pretty enough for that. It's kind of the point. None of us think we're pretty enough to buzz our head. None of us think we're pretty enough to not wear that perfect outfit or have that perfect ass or the perfect legs or whatever, right? Like that's literally like what it is to be a woman. So anyway, so what kind of another situation I can kind of relate this to is after having Preston, he was our first baby, and right before I had him, I was in incredible shape. I'd worked really hard to get there, and I was in no way prepared for the changes that happened with my body. And I was just like kind of devastated to after the fact. During, I loved my little belly and, you know, whatever, but after the fact, it was just almost shocking, some of the changes that happen. And I also wasn't willing to kill myself to get back into shape because I had a brand new little baby, and we had some horrible stuff happen after he was born that, you know, I really needed to focus on my health. So anyway, after having him, to get comfortable with my body, I went to, I was doing Bikram yoga at the time, which I loved. I would go to class and I would sit in the very front, in front of the mirror, and I would go in short shorts and a sports bra. And if you haven't done Bikram yoga or hot yoga, it's like, I don't remember the temperature, but it's just incredibly hot. Most people are half naked in there because it's unbearable, and that's kind of the point. But my point was to force myself to look at myself, to see where my body had changed, where the new like lumps and bumps and, you know, whatever, where everything was. And it almost forces you to, like, you have nowhere to hide. And I think, you know, we're all so ashamed of what we look like or our bodies sometimes, and it's just sad. So anyway, that is something I did for months until I was just like, this is me, and I'm okay with that, and it's all right. So this kind of tracks with that because I don't even remember the first time I shaved I remember, but I don't remember why. I think we had just moved to St. Louis. It was really hot and humid, and we had lived in dry heat forever, so it was just unbearable. It felt unbearable. We didn't know anybody, so I was like, nobody knows me without a shaved head, so who cares? I'm just gonna buzz my head. It just was freeing. It was wonderful, and showers felt amazing on my head, and it was just cool. But the cool thing about it that I didn't expect was it kind of took away this layer. Like there's nothing to hide behind. You don't have this like, I mean, and as you can see, I have like long curly hair that's like, when I do it, it's like foofy and big and like kind of is me, right? But I think the cool thing about buzzing your head is that like you can't hide behind your hair. You have to really become comfortable with you and all your flaws, and you are almost forced to come to terms with it and accept it and love it. And like, hopefully that's the route it goes, right? But it's very freeing too. You don't, I mean, you save an incredible amount of money on hair products. Showers feel amazing. Everybody wants to pet your head. You pet your head. I pet my head all day when my head's buzzed. And it's just, there's never the like, oh, I need to wash my hair. Oh, I need to do my hair. Or, oh man, I need to take a shower, but I have to detangle it first, or whatever. All the routines and products and expectations and and I'm going to an event tonight. How am I going to wear my hair? There are no options when your head's buzzed. There's none. There's no options. So anyway, the whole rant is to say that I strongly, strongly encourage every woman to do it once. And maybe it's traumatic and you're like, oh my God, this chick's crazy and I'll never do that again. But you did it and you were brave enough to do it and you lived through it and realized it was just hair and you survived. And I think the cool thing about that is it makes it so that later there really is no bad haircut. There really is no bad hairdo. You're very comfortable with what your hair looks like ever because you've had a point where you had no hair. So it's just, I guess in a way it's exposure therapy. I don't know. I'm a big fan of putting yourself in uncomfortable situations so that other basic situations are no longer uncomfortable for you. It kind of takes away the power. It's the same way, like as a woman, I think a lot of times you're like, oh no, I didn't shave my legs. Oh no, I forgot to shave my armpits. Oh no, I didn't, I forgot to be the perfect put together woman that I was supposed to be before I was allowed to be in public. And for the same reason, for a while, like 2 years, I think, I didn't shave my legs or armpits. And it wasn't anything other than trying to get myself comfortable with the fact that, you know, if you've been at this level, it's okay if you go out in public and you've missed a week, a couple days, whatever. It's totally irrelevant. It doesn't matter. And people who care, you know, and to each their own in their relationships. And right, like there's going to be some people whose spouses are like, but that's a whole other thing, I guess. Anyway, that's my pitch. That's my spiel to all of the women out there. And again, thank you for listening. I know this is not at all our normal content, but yeah, so I'm gonna do it now. That's 3 years of growth, y'all. Last time I did this was 3 years. I'll just leave it like this. I look like a lunatic. It's amazing because I actually, the cool thing too is watching your hair grow back and the different like stages it goes through. You get to see like how your hair looks at so many different stages and like later know what you might want to do with your hair. It looks so insane. Shane always helps me do this, so I never got to see how psychotic I look as it's happening. So this is a fun new thing, but it's just hair, guys. It's just hair. I'm doing an 1/8 inch, which I think is shorter than I normally do, but family hates when I do this, by the way. Not Shane and the kids, but like my mom and my aunts. And I don't know how my mama feels. I don't know how my dad feels. My brother doesn't like it. Whatever, bro. Maybe because I look like him. I don't wanna cause trouble. I got a real nice attitude. It's all very well now, it's all very good. It's just that, guys. So anyway, I'm telling you, do it once. Just do it once. Just being able to feel your head and to take a shower and to do like scalp treatments you never feel like you can do without making your hair greasy, and to just freedom, y'all.